What if you could get the other side to give you everything they want to give, without splitting the difference or compromising? Sounds impossible? Let me show you how FBI negotiator Chris Voss mastered this secret, and how you can too. I recently read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, the FBI's lead hostage negotiator. Years ago, Chris was invited to teach a negotiation class at Harvard. During a mock negotiation, Chris was selling a product and his counterpart, a Harvard student, had a fixed budget. After some back and forth, they agreed on a price. When the instructor asked Chris what price they agreed upon, she burst out laughing. Chris had secured every single dime of the student's budget. Normally, students just split the difference between the seller's minimum and the buyer's max budget. But Chris got the student to offer his entire budget, willingly. To make sure it wasn't a fluke, the instructor had Chris negotiate again with another student. Same result. Maximum amount, every time. How did Chris do it? Chris wasn't just any negotiator. He was a world-class expert who handled dozens of high-stakes hostage crises. Through those experiences, he discovered the secret to winning negotiations without compromise, while making the other side feel like they won: tactical empathy. Tactical empathy means genuinely understanding the other person's situation and emotions, and then guiding them to understand yours. Why does this work? Think of therapy. Patients change only when they feel heard and understood. The same principle applies to negotiations. People resist deals until they feel truly listened to. Here's an example from a workshop. A sales rep named Susan was trying to convince a skeptical doctor to switch medications. The doctor was cold and dismissive at first, but Susan noticed how deeply he cared for his patients. She said, "You seem really passionate about treating your patients." The doctor stopped, relaxed, and nodded, feeling understood for the first time. From there, he listened closely and even placed an order. The magic phrase that unlocked this was, "That's right." Chris Voss says that a negotiation doesn't truly start until your counterpart says, "That's right." It means they feel heard. How do you get someone to say that? Listen carefully to their feelings and concerns, then summarize what you hear using phrases like, "It sounds like underscore 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 is really important to you." "It seems like you're worried about underscore underscore underscore." If you get it wrong, they'll correct you. No harm done. If they say, "That's right," you've hit the emotional core. Once you have that, it's time to ask calibrated questions. Open-ended questions starting with how or what, that turn the negotiation into a joint problem-solving session. For example, if your landlord wants to raise rent, "It seems like you want a fair market price, but how am I supposed to pay $1,500 when my budget is $1,200? This invites them to find solutions with you. They might lower the price or suggest a compromise. If they drop the rent to $1,400, you can reply, "That's generous, but how am I supposed to afford $200 more when I can rent elsewhere for less?" This polite persistence gets results. Chris used this same tactic to get Harvard students to offer their entire budgets without resistance. So next time you negotiate, remember, show tactical empathy by reflecting their emotions until they say, "That's right." Use calibrated questions like, "How am I supposed to do that?" to invite cooperation. Master this, and you're mastering the art of negotiation, winning while making the other side feel fairly treated. Never split. The difference is packed with these powerful strategies. If you want a one-page PDF summary of the best insights, click the link below. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please share it and have a productive week.